Yo, what's up, everybody? Lobo here. DanMalore just popped in. What's up, Dan? Can you hear me all right? I'm on a different microphone
Lobo.
than normal.
Yeah, you're a little hot. You can turn it down about
Turn it down
30%.
just all right.
How am I sounding?
You're doing all right. All right. So, obviously, you can tell by my background, I am not in my usual broadcast area. So
Did you get abducted
here I
by
am in.
a mob or something?
No, I'm
Yakuza?
just yeah, something like that. But yeah, so yeah, Mando. I take it you watched it. You watched it just a little while ago, right?
I literally just finished it and set up my stuff right now.
Nice.
It's been that
Well,
that kind of day.
cool. Well, yeah. So in addition to the Mando episode called "The Spies," which I'm not really sure which of these characters are the spies. We also had Star Wars Celebration 2023 over the weekend with a bunch of cool announcements. Yeah, do you want to go over any of that, or you want to just go straight to Mando?
I was thinking we should get into Mando first because that's the main topic. And
Okay,
if we have any time left over, because you could always just, if I need a bounce, you could always just keep going with the
totally
announcements and stuff that are happening.
Cool. All right.
You're
So,
just a scotch too hot. If you could go down another 15%, just so you're not, you're clipping. You're so loud, you're staticky. So if you could turn it down just a little bit more.
fair enough. How's that?
Oh, much better. How do I
All
sound?
right. Perfect.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're
Yep.
just getting this last second.
Post technical. Yeah.
New audio.
So last week I got a copyright notice, so I'm going to be a little less free with the Disney Plus images, just so everybody
was
knows.
it the images? Was it images? Or
It was
audio?
a little bit of audio with some video footage, but I just want to be a little extra careful for at least a couple more, the rest of this season of Mando.
The audio tipped them off.
Yeah, it's always the audio. It's always the audio.
It's like a tag.
Right. All right. So we start the episode on Coruscant, which looks awesome. Right?
Yeah. I like this because I'm reading a lot of cyberpunk. Books right now, like Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, Neuromancer, kind of, and this is totally cyberpunk, man. Like, near future. There's a term they call it high tech, low life. That's kind of like my dream Star Wars show. I'm gonna lower my audio a little bit. My dream Star Wars show would be an Underworld. Like what is it called?
Yeah.
99 or something on Coruscant.
1313.
1313, and there would be different stories. The swoop gangs.
We almost got it. It was in the works, but things happen as they may.
No, I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that's what I want.
Yeah,
that's the kind of Star Wars content that I want.
Eventually, we might get there. All right, so we got Coruscant looking cool, and we have what's her name? Elia Kane.
Yeah, I just know her as Kane. That's funny. I have a close relative with that first name.
That's funny. So she's cruising. How is this probe droid just cruising around?
I'm just a little old probe droid making my way up, in the world. Right. There's probably a bunch of these.
Probably.
I'm assuming. Otherwise, they draw too much attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like an Imperial probe droid here. That would be a little bit of a giveaway. So they're probably more common. I don't know how to explain that. To be perfectly honest, I don't know how that they can get away with a probe droid being there, but that's my headcanon, is that they're just common.
Right, or like repurposed. Droids. I wonder if it's got one of those little badges that says he's reformed or something.
But that would be funny. That would be funny.
So here we get
a shot of the badge.
We get our first holographic look at Moff Gideon. So yes, he is the villain in the series. We get to see him in the second to last episode. That's waited way too long for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say overall, just before we get into the nitty gritty here, like now that we're here, it all seems to be happening so fast.
Yeah.
You know, you can say whatever you want about the pacing of the season. I feel like there was a lot of meandering and like side stories, and then like now it's just like boom, 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 boom. All the stuff that's happening,
I mean,
reveals and
the pacing in general, everything was pretty much boom, 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 except for the episode with Pershing and Kane.
Yes, and that's what I mean. It's like, could they have used a little less of that, a little faster of that, and a little more of this? What we got at this episode,
right.
It probably comes down to the blocks of the chunks of episodes. I don't know. Maybe I want more episodes. Maybe I want longer. Longer would have been better for certain. Maybe that's what because this is a long episode. How many minutes was it?
Around 50 something, 48, 50.
Right. See, that's a proper length.
And that's with the intro and the credits.
Yeah, I was like, dang, this episode is still going. Like it hasn't stopped yet. So maybe maybe what I'm asking for is would have been longer, like front loaded the season a little bit, more balanced. But that's all hindsight.
I think they're still kind of working on it. All right, she thinks the cops are coming. That was kind of funny.
They're talking.
But yeah, so.
Oh, I just realized that this is where this is now.
What?
Before,
what do you mean?
when I first started the episode, I was like, where is he talking to her from?
Oh yeah, right.
Now I mean, we'll get into it later. But
we'll get there. We'll get there. But
I know where this is.
Like these stormtrooper dudes look pretty cool, or whatever the heck they are. I don't even know what they are.
And this is a throwback to Phantom Menace with the shield.
The
multiple shields. But if you go back,
Oops.
What are they like? They just stand there all the time. They just stand by.
Well, they're just his guards, and they're just like There's always
so they're not always there, because the reason I'm saying this is because I thought these were mechs or droids.
Okay.
First. So at first I was like, okay, they just stand. They're like the previous season, the Dark Troopers.
Right.
They just stand there and wait for orders. These guys don't stand there and wait for orders. I mean, they do stand there and wait for orders, but not all the time. They go back to their barracks. At least I would hope so.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. I gotta get back to where we were.
No worries. I'm gonna try to fix my. I'm kind of fading in.
So as Moff Gideon walks past those guards, he walks through a room with. Are those cloning tanks?
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
And those are his cloning tanks. Even though we get a couple seconds later, when he's talking to the Shadow Council here.
It's funny that he names them the Shadow Council in it. Like, it'd be like us calling us Lobo's loot while we're talking to, like, it's obvious we know what show we're on. But well, he's like, just for the audience at home.
It's like when the government, like when they do like for instance, persons address the Senate, and it's not, the Senate's kind of a shadow government too, but always some back.
Like, it's like more like wink, wink.
Right.
We, the Shadow Council, have spoken.
Well, the Shadow Council isn't that's in some of the books, right? I don't know. I don't read.
I know Pelion. Pelion's in
right.
the books. And then Huck's dad.
Right. Huck's father.
Dad, as far as I know, he's in the unknown regions with the rest of the New Order. He's not in the regular galaxy. He's already gone to the other side.
Right.
Because you can't really. It's hard to go back and forth between the unknown regions. There's like one little tiny channel, and you have to have the right beacons or something, the right map. And then I like that they're kind of mad that Thrawn hasn't shown himself yet.
Yep. Yeah, I like the fact that they actually name dropped Thrawn a couple times. because
did
everybody's like,
Thrones.
"Oh, stronger to show up all season long." Oh, Thrawn's going to be this. It's like, come on.
And it's kind of
Calm
funny
down.
that these Imperial warlords are the same way. They're like, "Well, is he going to show up?" Or like, "You've been talking up a big," like they're questioning if he even exists at this point. And I don't blame them because everybody says his name, but we have to be secret. You're like, you have to be even more secret than the Shadow Council, I guess.
Right. So here's the thing: what has become of Dr. Pershing? So, as if you watch this episode of Mando live, they actually show like the recap with Elia Kane, using the mind flayer on Pershing. So I don't think we're going to be seeing that guy again. I think
done.
His brain is frizzle fried. So yeah,
he's done. But I mean, everybody, what they made clear in this meeting is that everybody has their own interests and their own programs going. I forget the exact line, but one of the warlords infers that we all have our own interests and our own like side programs. They all have their own cloning stuff, and they're all trying to get as advanced technology as they can.
Right.
It just seemed that way. Like, yes, we're all working together, but yeah, we're at the same time we're all trying to gather our own resources. And
I also kind of skipped over, and I wanted to mention it, that Elia Kane verifies that the pirates were working for the Ford Moff Gideon's mission.
No surprise
to
there.
Possibly retake Navarro because his cloning project is there.
Or what's left.
Well, I don't know if they've been back there since season 2 when Mando, Grief Karga, Cara Dune, and oh god, what was that? What's that? That
I don't know, the comedian guy. If I were Grief Karga, I would have liquidated that place, meaning pull out all the equipment and take all the parts and use them for
scrap it and hawk it.
Look at his brand new office building. Maybe that's part of it.
The guy's got droids that holds his cape. I mean, come on.
He strip mined that entire place, and that he should. I mean, it's free. It's like free lumber, for any other civilization. Why wouldn't you use that?
So this was kind of funny when the protocol droid was telling Grief Karga that there's a shuttle. And it's
that looks like a shuttle.
But this was pretty badass. The mythosaur skull painted on the underside of the what kind of ship is that again? It's a
light cruiser.
Light cruiser.
He calls it a light cruiser.
Yeah, that looks sick.
With the landing bay in between the two front pylons. They featured it in the second season. Yeah, end of the second season.
Yeah. But I don't know, that Mando skull's dope. And so here's the meeting of the two tribes. We got the Helmet Squad and the dang it, keep pushing the wrong things.
Yoda, I'm like Yoda, but it's Grogu is in her lap.
Yeah, I noticed that he's in her lap. He's not with Din. He's hanging out with Bo. So it's like, when we get to the end of the episode, we'll talk about that. So here we go. We have the Anzellan piloting a IG-12. Is that what Grief Karga called him? He's not IG-11 anymore. They dubbed him IG-12, and
the next iteration.
And then they got the Anzellan driving it, and it was pretty funny when the Anzellan gets out, and Grogu starts walking. I don't know if I could. Like, he straight says to Grogu, he's like, "No, bad baby." So that was kind of funny. I'm not going to.
I think they used the exact same soundbite. Bad baby,
they did.
No squeezy.
Yeah, bad baby, no squeezy.
Exactly the same sound.
There we go.
I'm sure people who.
That's a good shot that I was looking for. He's got that. Is that same silver ball, or is that the control for the yes no?
No, it's smaller.
So does Grogu using the yes no voice modulation count as Grogu speaking?
In a way,
and
I want to know. He's
definitely communicating clearly.
I want to know if the yes no is the voice of Taika Waititi.
I think it is.
because who voiced IG-11?
Yeah, in the original season 1, yeah, it was Taika.
Okay,
So
so the yes and no or his voice. So he gets a voice
yeah,
credit, right?
he should. I haven't
So
checked the credits, but
do we
he
know
should.
who directed this episode? By the way, is it Filoni?
Rick Famuyiwa.
Oh, okay.
This episode and next week's episode are both directed by the same guy.
Got it.
So yeah, so
It's definitely an arc.
we got them having a barbecue, getting ready to
That creature.
do their deal.
Yeah, they're not liking each other. I mean, it was kind of awkward, those two, and intentionally so.
It was,
That
and
meeting.
then they started. Was that on that lander ship that was on the planet? Yeah.
It looks like we got somebody in the chat there.
Oh,
Just to acknowledge Derpy Entertainment. Welcome, Derpy.
You know
What?
Yes, Derpy, I fully agree. It was fire.
It was. It just, in a way, it was a little overwhelming because so much happened. It's a long episode. I'm not used to episodes being so long.
Yep.
I almost feel like, and this is just, fans are never happy. Fanboys are never happy. But I wish this stuff was spread over the last 3 episodes,
right?
Just to give a breathing room instead of like.
Well, I was
together.
Earlier today. I was in a watch party over on Vader's Lair with Sheev the Wise, and almost everybody at the end of the thing was like, Sheev asked the group to rate it 1 to 10, and almost everybody there was like, this is a 10 out of 10 episode. So
I mean, we've been waiting for this.
I agree with that. I mean, I was one of the people that agreed that it was 10 out of 10. So, but yeah.
No, I liked it too. It's just like, oh man, like could we had a little bit less of CSI and a little more of this?
Right.
No,
again, I like the CSI Star Wars kind of stuff, but it needs.
That's what I'm saying.
It needs to have its own show, its own little flavor.
And that was some of the, not to derail going to this episode, but that was some of the criticism of the last episode. It's just like, this is great. It would have been an animated series episode or a Clone Wars episode.
Yeah.
But like it just seemed so left field. I mean, obviously they got the Mandos back on board at the very end of the episode, but like that whole diversion in the city, not to mention all the cameos, what you can say what you want about that, but like it just seemed so left field. I would have liked to seen more of this kind of stuff. Like, look, they could have explored these dudes. These guys are like hardcore survivors that have been on Mandalore. Nobody even knew that there were survivors.
Right.
So one of the best parts of the episode for me was when I don't know if you can go back another 10 seconds, when their ship is on the horizon and you're like, what the heck is that? And that was the first time I had no expectations. I had no idea what was about to happen before they launched off. I was like, are these enemies or whatever? And like that feels Star Wars to me when they come at you, like, whoa.
This, to me, it kind of made me think about I think it was like episode 4 of Willow, when they meet that thing that's getting towed through the ocean. It's like a weird kind of boat, but not really a boat. It's like
there's a sense of
boat.
wonder, this is like, okay, now we're really getting into like sci-fi fantasy here. Like, what the heck is this? It's a skimmer. It's like a surface ship on the glass of the destroyed planet. Like, very cool. I like everything about that. This is all good stuff here.
Totally.
And it was good to know that some people survived and the whole they recognized her and everything. For her, we don't know why, but it was a little awkward for her. She's like, "Yeah, I'm Bo-Katan," because like obviously what she talks about.
Well, I mean, she explains how Moff Gideon got the dark saber from her, which was cool. I was kind of hoping for a flashback of it, but we get what we get.
They're trying not to rely on flashbacks, maybe. But the Wikipedia entry has now finally been updated. How the darksaber changed hands?
Did you say Wikipedia or Wikipedia?
Both. I mean, we know that
because Wikipedia is the important one. Wikipedia
Wikipedia is like there's like 2 levels to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's like, and it's been updated in both now.
Right.
I just use that as a blanket term.
Right.
You know how that happened.
So yeah, so we get. Oh yeah, that's right. Here we go. Is this when? Where is
Oh,
it? I'm
I
trying to
don't
find
know.
the.
Okay, another thing. We skipped over them landing on the planet. That whole
We
when they
did.
were leaving. As soon as she said we're gonna lose contact, I expected as soon as they broke through, I thought they were gonna get attacked by Imperial
Right.
forces. Also, they kept this is good tension buildup when they later on when they fly the survivors out. I don't know if that happened already. We
No,
skipped over that.
not yet. Not yet.
Um,
This is
because yeah, that's right. Because the armor flies them out, right?
right.
Like
The
in the
armor
region.
and the wait. It does is after this creature destroys the ship. I think.
Got it. Got it.
But
Well,
this
I have a
was.
comment about that, but let's go to this the fight scene with the chess game.
I was. That's what I was
Um,
looking for. Just
yeah,
skipping around in there.
you're getting close. You're getting close. But I thought that was kind of cool. I wonder if that's going to be like a
Oh,
collector's
you're
item.
right. It was before. This is where she's talking about the ship is still good, but yeah.
And I bet you there's
Where
going to be a game developed for that, Mando game. I'd
like
play it.
space chess.
Yeah, but with Mandalorian chess pieces or something.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a mini game in Jedi Survivor. Who knows?
I'm down with that. I'm down with that. But they say some of the people are too weak, and she sends the armorer back.
Yeah,
As soon as the armor takes off, and there's like this tense music playing as she's flying up, and she's leaving the atmosphere. I expected her to just come in straight into a space battle. But they didn't do that, and I'm okay with that because that was all part of like the psych out and the tension building. Like, oh, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Because you know that Gideon was going to, he knows that they're going there to the planet to Mandalore.
right,
So you knew that but they switched it up. So I like how they actually ended up doing it. But I
right.
was totally expecting her to just come out into orbit and the light cruiser is on fire. Just like, oh no, their entire fleet just got wiped out by Gideon's forces, which actually may happen next week. But we can speculate that at the end of the episode.
Right.
Oh,
So
here's the game. Here's the game.
so this is what one of the things I thought was kind of funny. It's like they're playing the same game, but Paz has a different rule set than Axe does.
Got it.
Because he's like making moves and Axe like
Yes.
that's not the piece to do something like that. And he's like,
Yes.
no, it's this. So you knew right away that it was gonna boil over.
Yeah, and Bo even says that this is gonna. I want to mention something. I heard a lot about on podcasts. Kevin Feige is still voicing that guy. Hello.
Kevin Feige is what?
He's still voicing that character.
Right.
Last week I had said that he wasn't anymore, and that was based on false information. So I'm trying to do some housekeeping here.
There you go. There you go.
They are trying to give the stuntmen more credits now.
Right.
So there was some confusion. They're like, "Oh, the stuntman or whatever is doing the voice now." No, Feige, if there's ever a toy for that character and they take the helmet off, it's going to be Kevin Feige's face.
You think?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's never
I would hope would be the stuntman's face, but okay.
But his voice, he's definitely voicing. I mean,
Right.
I heard A/B comparisons on another podcast, and they're playing. It's like exactly his voice. Yeah, it's definitely.
Well, I mean, he did the voice for Paz's relative or whatever on
Yes.
on was it on Rebels or on Clone Wars? I get a lot of the later Clone Wars episodes mixed up with the Rebels episodes.
I'll have to go back and watch that again. Rebels is so good.
It is.
Actually, Rebels, it would be a good primer for all the Thrawn stuff. So
Yeah, totally.
and then the stuff that we're going to talk about if we have time at the end of this.
I just think it's funny that all the Mandos are just watching.
Yep. And then what is that that guy's her with the tied up hair. She's always like giving these funny looks to him, like, "Oh, you got to do this again." Look at her face. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept looking at her.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was really strange that she hasn't had a single bit of dialogue since.
Yeah, she just has these looks, like these kind of quirky.
I mean,
looks,
she was part of the crew that captured Moff Gideon at the end of season 2, and now she's got no lines.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it. Maybe she'll talk in the next episode. I don't know.
Maybe they're just trying to save on budget because they'd have to pay her scale.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know what the real reason is.
Maybe.
That's just a Hollywood joke.
But here, this was great. This was great with Grogu breaking up the fight and hitting the button to make the IG unit say no over again.
I don't know if I would say great. It was amusing,
right?
But
Grogu
why are they listening to Grogu? Like,
because
I expected them to throw off his arm and just be like, "Get out of here, kid!" You know, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Well, I mean, if you were one of those guys, would you really be punching a baby like something that's that size? You know, would you attack that, knowing that that little creature is tight with the current leader of the group, being Bo-Katan, and Din, who pledges his allegiance to Bo.
But not attack, but just not listen to him.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just
like swat him away.
Like but here's the other thing. Grogu, I don't know if he was or not. He could have been using the Force to calm them. Because he does have that.
I would buy that. But if that's the case, why doesn't Grogu use the Force later? But we'll get into that.
Use the Force later for what? To open a door?
Yeah, or to push Moff Gideon off the cliff or whatever.
I mean, look at in the
we'll get there. Let's move on past
Phantom Menace. Qui-Gon had to cut through a door. You can't just use the Force to open stuff.
I know,
just
but
saying.
Force choke. He could have force choked Gideon. Again, I want to talk about it when we get there.
Right. So they're cruising, and let's see.
This part. As soon as she got through atmosphere, through the storm, I expected like a Star Destroyer, and even the way.
Oh yeah, for those ships, for the ship that are on screen right now, for those to be under attack, that I kind of expected that too. I thought she was gonna break through and have to immediately engage.
And look at the framing. I thought either on the top left or top right of the screen, a Star Destroyer was going to come out of hyperspace.
You know what though? They don't actually show. They don't actually show the armor land in the cruiser or drop off the injured people. So they could start the next episode with some kind of aerial combat going on at the same time.
Attack. I mean, that's where it's leading to. They showed the launching of, but we'll get there. Let's not.
Yeah, they showed. Yeah, so we're almost there. I kind of been skipping forward.
No, but we got some battle to go through.
Get to a little bit of the Star Wars Celebration stuff because, like you, I kind of have a heart out tonight too. So, but yeah, here's that pirate ship cruising down the
very
whatever
Mad
it is.
Max, very Mad Max cross.
Yes.
Because these are the survivors of the apocalypse, right? They're actually
it reminded
kind of in the good shape.
It kind of reminded me of when we first meet. Oh my God, why can't I remember those clones' names? The clones that are living on the walker in Rebels.
Rex.
Gregor, Rex, Gregor, Wolf, and there's one other guy too, isn't there? I don't remember.
I thought there was three of them.
It might just be the three. But yeah, so that thing starts coming out of the ground, Okay. I thought we were going to get
my only nitpick. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I was saying I thought we were going to get a cool creature fight, and we didn't.
Yes, that's also true. Also, why go straight towards it? It's like turn your ship away from it, and then everybody can jump off without losing the ship. But then we wouldn't have the cool ship explosion.
They're Mandalorians. They wanted to fight it.
They just went,
or they wanted to defy it.
They went straight for that sucker and then got destroyed. Yeah, and I thought that was going to be a fight too, but I guess they weren't there to do that.
Right.
Now at first I thought it was a mythosaur. Did you think it was going to be the mythosaur?
That's what I thought was going to be busting out was the mythosaur, and then it turned out to be
I'm like, oh, here it comes, dude. She's about to become queen leader of the entire Mandalorian race, even though she's going to tame it. She's going to tame it. I thought that's what's about to happen. So
right. I really hope it's not Grogu in an IG mech taming the beast. That'll be just tacky. But yeah, boom.
Yeah,
Boom,
this
that's
is
a great
a
shot.
very complicated shot with little pieces. A couple Mandos don't make it out of. They already die in this part.
Right.
You see a
Right.
couple dudes that are flaming, flying and flaming. They're injured or whatever.
Right.
Is this?
So yeah.
Okay.
So back to what Derpy said. They were fire.
Yeah, they were on fire. Some of them were on fire. Correct.
Right. Let's see here. All right. So So they finally get.
They go down in the catacombs and they see the Great Forge.
Right. And then they get in the. Yeah. And then they find people. I think it's Din. He's like, you hear that? Jetpacks. And they figure out it's not Mandalorians and these Imperial kind of half Mando type armor.
I knew that they were going to be using Beskar.
With some biker scout flavor.
Even
these aren't
that,
these aren't the Dark Troopers that Gideon mentions in a little bit. These are just
no, but they have Beskar armor.
They're soldiers, yeah.
When I knew it from when they that one guy found the Beskar in the shuttle. That Gideon was like, oh, the Empire is using Beskar now.
Definitely. I thought the same thing.
Which makes sense. I mean, why else would you conquer a world like Mandalore and not take advantage of the mineral, the most precious mineral on that planet?
Yep.
This part when they walk in and you start seeing everything kind of looks like Imperial, I was like, oh, geez, they just walked straight into a trap, and they did.
Yeah. But we got some cool flamethrower action. We got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah. This is actually
captured.
If you look real carefully, you can see a cable going from this guy's wrist rocket around Din. I don't know if it goes around his neck or around like the top of his jetpack or what, but they subdue him pretty quick. Yeah. I don't know what, I kind of half expected them to like unmask him as well, but.
I saw during the battle we skipped over the little fight earlier, but
yeah, I don't want to do a lot of stuff I might get flagged for. I'm just being extra careful.
No, but what I was saying is that you see some Mandalorians, since they realize their blasters are not working, they start using their other weapons, and one of them grabs a guy by the neck and pulls him over the edge, and yeah, there's some cool stuff. I like that as an alternative just to the pew pew the whole episode. When you get to see other Mando, like in the last episode with Bo-Katan fighting that guy for control, they used everything, all the tricks, which was kind of cool.
Right, at least all the melee tricks. They didn't use like the whistling birds or anything like that, but
no, that's probably cheesing. You'll have this.
Plus that's not defeat. That's kill shot. That's a whole another level of but yeah, so I didn't realize when I watched it the first time it actually gave the subtitle credit to Dark Trooper, but we're slowly that looks pretty cool looking armor, but then
they don't reveal.
They don't reveal them.
They don't give
until here.
He also has a sound effect when he walks, like a power suit. I don't know if you noticed that. You hear like servos going.
So is this really Moff Gideon, or is this one of Moff Gideon's clone Dark Troopers?
I don't know if he would clone himself.
The thing is, that's what I kind of understood from this thing was he was cloning himself to be the new brain of the Dark Troopers. So the Dark Troopers weren't, janky.
I can't discount it.
So, and that's also kind of.
I mean, if you're going to clone, you can clone whoever you want if you have cloning tech. So
yeah, and if you're super egotistical, like Moff Gideon is, why wouldn't you use yourself?
I like that. It's even more than egotistical. It's egotastical is like another level above that.
Yeah. I kind of stole that word from Egotastic Fun Time. So JB, if you're watching, or JP, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the watching the Orville podcast. But yeah. Yeah, so we got Moff Gideon looking pretty cool. And then let's see, where am I at? Oh yeah, because there was round 2 to the fight.
This is where I was hoping.
Once they captured Din, they start the fight back up.
And I know they can't be using Grogu to be using the Force every time. Otherwise, the show would be over in like 2 seconds.
Right.
But still, I would have liked to see him at least try to move the door or push some of the stormtroopers off the cliff. I don't know. I like Force stuff.
So
this is cool.
A couple guys in the over on Vader's Lair watch along party were mentioning that the gun was heating up like it does when you use that same weapon in Star Wars Battlefront. It heats up and you gotta stop and let it cool, but Paz doesn't seem to do that.
No, he knows it's
endgame. I mean when he decides that he's gonna let. Did I ever skip that part? Everybody else, yeah, I did. Everybody else kind of bail, and he's gonna, stand and fight because that's the type of guy Paz is. He wants to go out in a blaze of glory. He's been watching Young Guns too much or something. Sorry, Bon Jovi song reference.
He was itching for a fight.
But because of his attitude,
I like that.
Guess this is a good spot.
I like the
we get these guys. The Praetorian Guards.
Are these exactly like they are in
they're a little bit different. They're a little bit more Mandalorian style than Praetorian Guard style. I think they get a little bit more flamboyant between here and
The Last Jedi.
Were they in the last? They weren't in Rise of Skywalker. They were just in The Last Jedi, right?
Yeah, in the throne room scene where they kill Snoke.
Spoilers, Dan. No,
I've only ever seen that movie one time.
Me too.
In the theater.
I have a hard time with the sequel trilogy. I'm hoping that Dave and John make it a little more palatable, and then I'll go back and watch it again. But
what gives me hope is that the Clone Wars really made the prequels better. And
yes.
And there's all this nostalgia now that people are like more forgiving of the prequels, but the Clone Wars really helped with that because it explained how Anakin changed over time. Like it made more sense when you finally got there. So maybe there's a chance of that. I don't know, leaving the door open for
from what I understand from the insiders chatter that I'm privy to and couple other things, it's definitely headed that way. So we get the Praetorian Guards. We get Paz put up a pretty good fight against these guys who are trained to fight since birth, pretty much. And things are going to happen. Can't win every fight. I was kind of hoping he would take out at least one, but
me too. But they're
but instead we're
wearing too much gear, and they have basically like vibro blades.
Yeah, vibro blades. Yep.
And so does he. He has a very short knife.
But they're also, I think those vibro blades are also Beskar weapons. So they're not the normal vibro blade that Jabba's guards would have on the skiff. These are special.
Well, you notice that they go right through his armor pretty much.
Yeah. And the only thing that can pierce Beskar is Beskar. So, and a lightsaber, but yeah,
a lightsaber with a lot of work though.
Yeah,
like it's not gonna cut through like butter. You're gonna have to shove that thing pretty hard through for a while.
Right, and that's
gonna heat up.
Yeah, so this is our first major second named character kind of death for I don't know. Someone with a bunch of dialogue. I don't count like those.
Wheel.
I don't count Gorian Shard, as like a main character. He was just a sub-level boss. But this is a character. Pershing. Yeah, Pershing we met in season 1.
He's a sea level.
We also met this dude in season 1. I hope that they give this stuntman like another Mandalorian to play, because you just change the armor and you can use the same actor, no problem.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably the best episode of Mandalorian since
the end of last season.
Yeah, Yeah, since
I mean, there was episode 2, man, of this season though was really strong
yeah,
with that spider creature.
yeah, the
That
first 2 episodes so far, and now it seems like it's going to be the last 2 episodes are the best.
and I
out of
keep saying it. The first 2 episodes of this season should have been one episode,
right.
because that first episode was 30 minutes. It was like a
Yeah.
preview. It was like a prologue for the second episode. It's like, just put them together.
Yeah.
Give me the whole hot dog. Don't give me the little edge of the hot dog. Give me
If you gotta make it into 6 episodes to make it exciting the whole time, then do it.
Uh-huh.
If you got to stretch it out, stretch it out. If you got to shrink it, shrink it. Don't.
It was just kind of weird. The pacing and there's all this debate about this season for many reasons, the writing and things like that. But like, that's one thing, is like the way the episodes were split up was just kind of weird.
Right.
Weird. But if it ends strong, that's good. They have to end strong. They have to stick the landing.
Yep. Yep. Oops, I pushed the wrong.
So for next season, the next episode, I expect a space battle. Because like, why would you show a Mando fleet and not have a space battle?
Right.
Din to get saved, and there's all these rumors floating around that this is the last. Now it's going to be Bo-Katan's show, and Din's going to bounce or something.
There's rumors that the next episode is going to have some emotional things. So I don't know what they're going to do. Pedro Pascal is, he's on Last of Us, and
he's probably not going to come back.
Pretty
next
successful.
Season,
right? I don't know. I mean, he hasn't. We've also gone through this entire season with his helmet staying on the entire time. So
he could just say, "Hey, I'm going to go retire to Pabu."
Right.
A beach plan I heard about. That could. And then Grogu. Do you think Grogu is going to stay with?
He seemed to take a liking to Bo-Katan. So whichever group that Bo-Katan sticks with will be the group that Grogu sticks with. And if it's just the Mandalorians in general, it'll be the Mandalorians in general.
I'll buy that.
I'm just hoping that they're able to get off of Mandalore and go get some reinforcements or something. It'd be nice to see Boba Fett in the final episode, but I doubt that it's going to happen.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
Early on, there was rumors that we're going to see him this season, but no, it doesn't seem
right. Maybe he'll show up in like the final scene.
Wouldn't there have been like set photos or something? Oh, look, the armor's there. There's Boba Fett. Even if it's just stuntman.
Not if it was filmed outside, yes. But if it was all filmed secretly on the volume, I don't know. But yeah, I can't wait for next week.
A good cliffhanger. Good cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know where the Mandos went, and we don't know what happened after the armor ship went out into space. And we don't know who really, aside from Elia Kane, we don't know who else might fall into the spies.
Yeah, I kind of thought that, based on the title of this episode, I thought one of the Mandos was going to be a spy. And they kept showing that woman making faces at the guy, and I'm like, is it her? Is it one of these dudes on the ship?
No, it's not. I don't think it's Costco Reeves. But
maybe
you never know.
Maybe because you said that now, maybe they're like, see, nobody will see it coming.
There was a bunch of people saying that maybe it's the armor.
Dude, that would be,
and that's why the armor was like, maybe it's the armor in conjunction with the survivors, and that's why the armor was like, I'm going to take these people back up to the fleet because I'm not going to be here for the trap that you're about to walk into.
Dang, that would be such a,
because you think the armorer would want to go to the forge. That's like her religious place, So,
what would be her motive though? Because she doesn't want Bo-Katan to take over, huh?
She wants to be. She's been the de facto leader of the Children of the Watch this whole time, and now Bo's
true.
kind of swooping in, and she's she blames Bo for what happened, and You know, like a lot of the other.
She did seem to be on Bo's tip pretty quick. Like, oh, you saw me the story. You're going to be the leader. You're gonna go get the other Mandalorians. Let's get everybody together, all nice and tidy. Get every last Mandalorian. You know.
I hope we get to find out in the next episode. I
wanted to see her take her mask off, but
I was kind of hoping that when all in the beginning of the episode, when all the Mandos came together and the, you know, Bo's crew were taking off their helmets, that the other ones might too. You know?
No, they're not quite ready.
You know, I think maybe if Din did, maybe it would have inspired some other people, but
no, it's not in his contract this season.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
It's not
so before you go, I know you got hard out in like 10 minutes ish.
No, yeah, we're good.
Star Wars Celebration. Yes. We got some cool announcements. Bad Batch is definitely, like I was saying last time, Star Wars Santa was saying that they're already working on season 3. Well, it's confirmed that we are getting a final season 3. That's
no surprise there, and I like that they're certain. You know, there's a definitive ending to it.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
We know Andor's second season is going to be the end because he's going to die. So there's a nice, neat arc. You know, they were always saying like, oh, Mandalorian can go for like 10, 15 seasons. We don't know. Like, well, you should know.
I've said this in a couple of other Star Wars streamers chat rooms. I really think that they shouldn't call these shows, in my opinion, Star Wars and then character name. You know, I think it should just be Star Wars, and then you go in, like if you watch like a kind of a weird example, like a soap opera, you get, you know, you have your main cast of characters, and they all have their own stories, and sometimes they intertwine and sometimes they don't. And if they just did that and give us like a 20 episode season that covers 17 characters and just call it Star Wars, what's the problem?
As the galaxy turns.
Yeah, something like that. As the galaxy turns, yeah. As the Death Star
You know what's funny is at the beginning of the last episode was As the Galaxy Turns, that Romeo and Juliet story.
Sure.
A lot of people were like, what the heck is this? I mean, there was some actually cool parts of that. In that Corrin ship. With the tank of water and everything. We know we talked about it last week, but so yeah, Bad Batch season 3, no surprise there. Good, good. Want to hear that?
And then we got this.
Yes, I actually haven't watched this trailer yet. The Visions.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it. Is it too loud?
No.
I hope I don't get hit.
Well, you would just have to mute this part.
Yeah.
If you get hit.
So we got a yellow lightsaber, which is pretty cool.
Everyone has an inner light.
All right. I'm killing the sound just because.
Or put it very low. Is that possible? Like very, like once. Yeah, that's it. So it sounds like it's in the next room.
Some of it looks pretty cool. Some of it looks better than.
Wow, this looks like that
Wallace and Gromit
Island. Yeah, Wallace and Gromit.
That's the same art house.
When is this coming out?
This actually comes out May 4th.
Wow, soon.
So we will have something to cover after Mandalorian wraps up, but we'll take a little bit of break, like a week break or whatever, and then we'll jump into the Mandalorian. Not the Mandalorian, the Star Wars Visions. Thinking maybe just do one episode at a time. Maybe do a little watch along and commentary on it, because they're not going to be very
weird looking. It's just weird looking to see Star Wars.
Dude, that Wookiee tore the thing's arms off.
Oh, hi, Kate.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice that they're giving fans a little something.
Hey!
It's nice that they're giving us a little May 4th gift. That's cool.
Yeah.
That Wallace and Gromit stuff looks trippy. Like if
does.
You were taking some different substances.
Yep.
That would be kind of far out, man.
Yeah.
Now, again, like the first season, this is all non-canon stuff. It's just basically just riffing on Star Wars in different styles, right?
Yep. Yep.
I
As-
like- I like-
at least as far as I know, it's that's what it is.
I like the first season of Vision, so that's a treat. It's just again because there's no stakes, it's all style. It's not canon. It's a cool concept to be doing stuff like that
Totally.
on that. So Visions got announced. You want to go get on the list of other stuff that was announced?
Star Wars Celebration 2025 is going to be in Japan.
Okay, I have thoughts about this. Why Japan? I know there's fans there, but per capita compared to the U.S. or even Europe, it's like not even close. Like it's not as popular. I can't imagine.
And they also announced and had the
But
trailer.
I can't go to it regardless unless it was here in LA. So whatever.
Right.
I've gone to the past.
Something dark.
We got this sucker.
Yeah, the Ahsoka trailer finally.
Sorry, let me fix the picture real quick. There we go.
Sense it.
This is a new beginning.
How long ago was Rebels?
For some,
I don't know. Too long
I
ago.
didn't.
Six
I didn't
six
recognize.
years.
Damn, I didn't recognize Sabine because she had the long hair.
for
Yeah.
others. Power.
So the orange hue to the lightsabers has been addressed, and it's intentional.
It's been
No,
a while.
I believe it is.
Things have changed.
Girl power Star Wars. Somebody was like,
Started
"Where are all the
hearing
guys?"
whispers.
we're all in trouble.
Well, there's a guy right there.
You got sent to another
As heir
galaxy.
to the Empire.
Ooh, name drop. That
We
guy's a
have to
good
prepare
actor.
for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time
Who?
ago.
Do we know who this chick with the white hair is?
Her name is Shin.
Oh, like I got.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
And that's David Tennant doing the voice of that robot.
This is the equivalent. Dang, the audio was really loud. This is the equivalent of the first Avengers movie because
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you haven't talked about it yet, but there was an announcement of what's going to happen. The film.
Oh, right.
coming up, so-
Yeah. So Dave Filoni is officially working on a crossover movie for the Mandoverse, Filoniverse, Favloniverse, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I can't wait for that. And it's supposed to like a legit movie, not a Disney Plus thing, but like in the movie theater thing. So that's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, so
Can't
this
wait.
is kind of like the start of that. And thanks, Kate. This is my Star Destroyer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But this is the beginning. He gets to start it with the Ahsoka show, and then he gets to do the bookends. Basically, the end is going to be like an Endgame type of movie, right? 2029 or something. That seems like such a long time.
Yeah, it does seem like a long time away, but that,
There's a lot
as
of
long as
stuff.
as long as we get like another couple more seasons of other stuff, I'll be stoked. And then we're also getting a movie about the beginning of the Jedis.
I like that too.
From
cool concept.
let's see, what is that guy that I added over here?
25,000
Dave
years.
James Mangold is working on a Origins of the Jedi or thing, and James Mangold is the director for Indiana Jones 5. So.
Wow.
Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy's so impressed with Indiana Jones 5 that she's given that guy a Star Wars project.
She was impressed with Ryan Johnson too, and gave him a trilogy.
Look,
Now before
Ryan Johnson should have been given his own Star Wars project, not given the middle of somebody else's.
agrees, especially since there was already a director for The Last Jedi. There was another director. Somebody
Yeah.
up and So that's a whole
So
other
that's-
topic. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that someday.
Yeah, we will.
But because they're announced at Celebration, yes, we are very much nerds.
Yeah.
Okay, Maffy, we are super nerds. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the show. In fact, it's too bad he doesn't have the GIF of the guy from the Revenge of the Nerds movie.
Right.
Nerds. Okay.
Ogre.
But
Yeah.
what are the ogre? What are the chances? GIF ogre. Look it up. What are the chances that these are actually going to come out? I believe
The Filoni one for sure. The one,
Rogue Squadron.
the one movie that I haven't mentioned yet, I'm pretty
Yes,
sure is
get to that
definitely
one.
going to come out,
Yes.
and that is Daisy Ridley returning as Rey Skywalker,
Yeah, they had her come out.
building a new Jedi Order. At least that's what I've been reading. They don't overtly say that in the anything that I've saw for it.
The presentation.
Yeah, the presentation, they don't really say that this is it. They're just like,
And that's the one that's coming up soonest, right?
2024? I think they have
Christmas-
a prediction of Christmas 2025.
Then
So-
2027, then 2029.
When does Avatar 3 come out? I thought that was 2025. Is that 2026?
I can say that I haven't seen any of the avatars except for a piece of the.
I haven't seen them either, but I know Avatar, it was a Fox project, so it's now a Disney project, and I don't think Disney is going to try to compete with itself with something like Avatar, who's Avatar 2 did ridiculously well at the box office. I think it's still playing in some places, to tell you the truth. So
there's a huge audience for those. I just never got into the first one because the first one, the little bit that I saw was very Last of the Mohicans. The other movie.
Yeah.
It's just
It's like based
just-
on already done tropes is really.
it was a
what
little
is.
derivative, like very tropey. That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
But I just hope. Okay, so the one thing that people are noticing, no Kevin Feige anywhere attached to
Yes.
any projects.
Right.
So there's all
Kathleen
these
Kennedy
rumors
actually.
now that, okay.
Kathleen Kennedy actually said that that was never. It was never actually official. It was like the fans willed it into existence, even though the oh gosh,
Which
what's that
project you
guy's
talking
name?
about?
Just Marvel guy doing the thing.
Feige.
Yeah.
But what was the project? If it,
They never said what it was. He had apparently it was supposed to be ghost written or written with the guy that wrote Loki and from Rick and Morty. I can't remember his name right now.
No, but what I'm saying is like I thought he would be working with Filoni on something or
Yeah,
or the Mando stuff. It sounds like
I don't know.
he's
I
not
think-
touched anything like
I
zero
think
Star Wars stuff.
pretty much once the leadership at Disney changed, it's like, Kevin, you are going to be focusing on just Marvel. Just like Lucasfilm got the, hey, you're not doing Willow anymore. Hey, you're not doing these other non-Star Wars projects anymore.
TV series.
You're gonna focus. So Kevin's got to focus on Marvel. John and Dave are focusing on Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy's got her indie movie, and then it's just strict Star Wars for the foreseeable future. So I'm cool with that. As much as I love the Marvel movies, I really like Kevin running that ship and not getting his wires crossed, because then we'll get weird little, all of a sudden Star Wars characters are showing up
Or
in a Marvel movie, and Marvel characters show up in a Star Wars movie, and that's
or
just
worse,
not okay.
we get projects that get canceled, man. That's the problem up until now, is like they announce stuff or not really announce it, but like rumors, and then it doesn't happen.
Right. Well, like Lando. Lando's a great example of that. There was
that rumor's true. There's there's rumors that we're gonna get a Lando series.
right, but that's the thing is
Fans raving, right?
Donald Glover was like, I would love to play Lando. Lando's a super fun character to play, but the story has to be right. He's like, I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
I got a lot of things to do, and if the story's not right, then it's not worth his time to do it.
I get it.
So it's
that
kind
should
of
be
like
the attitude for everything.
It's kind of like over there in Marvel, Mahershala Ali is supposed to be playing Blade. They've given him a script, and he was like, "This is trash. Rewrite it. I'm not filming this movie." So
Oh, I thought that was already done.
no, Blade is in pre-production turmoil or whatever.
Wow.
So
Production hell.
I
thought I saw a photo, like a production photo of a new Blade guy, but maybe that's just an artist concept or something.
there's a lot of concepts. I mean, they have worked on his costume. That's possible. Like production stills probably exist for costuming, but not for any actual content being filmed. So
all right, well, yeah, that's.
But yeah.
So we got 3 movies coming up.
Yep.
Acolyte is still apparently happening.
Yes, yeah, there
We
was
talked about it during Celebration.
yeah, there was some video footage for Acolyte shown. There was video footage for Skeleton Crew shown.
Oh, yeah,
None of that is officially released, so I'm not going to show any of that because I think I've already pushed the envelope far enough with showing 2 trailers with a bunch of sound.
Crew, do you know what time period that takes place?
It takes place during Mandalorian time now. It's
another part of the galaxy.
Apparently, the rumor is Vane, the pirate that escaped from the battle before the ship crashed on Navarro. Yeah. He's definitely one of the characters in it. So it's like now Mando. I don't know if it's before Mandalorian season 3, but it's definitely around the same time. And according to Jason Ward over on StarWars.net, that the story basically starts on the Navarro. The children are students at the school that the pirates were trying to get in to drink at the beginning of this season of Mandalore.
All right,
Mandalorian.
Well, that's like the pure definition of a spinoff.
Yep. And that show is really cool because there's no characters that are from actual Star Wars lore, so they can do whatever they want. Like it's 100%. No canon is going to be stepped on. So I'm kind of stoked about that.
Oh, and I just wanted to respond to Kate. Like I am down to watch the Avatar movies. I just know nothing about them. I've never. Like it's never gone onto my plate. I have so much sci-fi already on my plate that it's like,
hey,
I like James Cameron too. It's kind of funny that I'm just completely ignoring the whole Avatar.
I'm so behind with outside of Star Wars sci-fi. I still haven't watched Dune. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine because the sequel's coming out later this year. So it's better the way you might have seen a lot of complaints of people are like, we have to wait 2 years for the second part of the story. So just watch the whole thing at once.
Yeah, that's my plan. My plan is to, once Dune comes out in the theaters, I'm going to watch Dune and then go to the theater and watch part 2. That's my plan. So if there's anybody out there who wants to join up with us, let us know.
I like Florence Pugh's playing Princess of the Known Universe.
Florence Pugh is freaking awesome. I love her.
I like. Some people really hate her. I don't know why, but she's just
because she likes to call Kate Bishop 8 million times.
Oh, it's so funny. She could say that all day long. There was that show Hawkeye. I really liked Hawkeye. The actress that they have as the young Hawkeye, and then Florence Pugh, like that. Those gals are amazing.
It was great.
I hope they don't like flush that whole. I know Marvel's having their own issues. I hope they no. There's actually good stuff coming out of Marvel. I can probably say I like a lot of the Marvel stuff lately than I've been the Star Wars stuff. It's crazy to say, but they've been, I never finished. I know this is off topic, but I never finished Moon Knight. Should I finish it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Right. Oh yeah. And if you know anything about the character, the final
I just
episode's
felt, I was like, does this
final
have anything to
episode's
do
got
with
a
anything?
nice little Easter egg at the end too. So yeah, you should definitely finish it.
Yeah, when I have time, I just try. Those are like my filler stuff. When I have nothing else to watch, I just put on some Marvel before I go to sleep.
Fair enough.
But Fair enough. So did we miss anything? Any other announcements?
I don't think there is. If there is, we'll touch on it next week for the Mandalorian finale. Hopefully YoJimbo will be able to join us next week. He wasn't able to do it tonight, obviously. with that, thanks everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out all my other videos. I know I said it last week. I am going to do some toys soon, but you know, it is what it is. But with that, we're out of here. May the force be with you, and we'll catch you in the next one.